Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. Today is a little bit of a different video. Instead of being on the tools, we're gonna do a Q&A video. I jumped on Instagram and popped in a little question box and said, what would you like to know about us? And we got so many questions about the house and about our lives, so I thought I would address them all in today's video. Thank you so much to everyone who follows us here on YouTube as well as on Instagram. And if you're on TikTok, join us there as well because we're nearly at 10K. So that'd be awesome if we could hit that soon. All right, let's start with the questions. Okay, the first question is, how long did you house shop before buying this house? So our plan was actually to move to America at the start of 2020, and clearly that didn't happen. But the idea was we got married, we were supposed to come home from our honeymoon, live with Nick's parents for a couple of months, and then move over to America. When those plans fell through, we were completely devastated. It was everything that we had ever wanted to do, but we decided that if we weren't moving to America, then we would be buying a house. So I jumped on realestate.com and this house popped up. I remember seeing it and thinking, well, this is even silly to show Nick this house, but I did anyway and just said, look how awesome this house is, look at the size of the block, look where it is. And he just looked at it and thought, that's pretty perfect for us. We decided to go and have a look at it, and basically in the same week we booked an appointment with a broker because we didn't even know where we stood on buying a house. In the same week, we saw the broker and the real estate agent. We walked through the house, and ever since then, it was sort of our mission to get this house, and we're just so lucky that it ended up happening for us. We actually had looked for homes maybe a year or so even before that, maybe 2018, I can't quite remember. But we found a home that we were so close on buying, but the real estate agent stuffed it up big time and we didn't end up getting the house. It all ended up perfectly in the end. I think what makes the difference for us is that we knew exactly what we wanted. We did find this house very quickly, but it ticked all of the boxes that we knew we wanted for so long. So my advice is to just know exactly what you want and just keep searching. Were you both living in Ipswich previous to buying? If not, why did you choose Ipswich to buy? I love that I tried to not show our location on Instagram and online, and now everyone knows that we live in Ipswich, so please don't stalk us. No, we were living in Brisbane in Coorparoo, and apart from a couple of months living with Nick's parents, that's where we had been for quite a while before we decided to move here. The main reason we bought in Ipswich is the value for money. It was either going to be Brisbane or Ipswich for us, and we had so many things on our little list that we wanted, which included a bigger block. We knew we wanted a shed, all of these different things that it's just extremely expensive in Brisbane, but in Ipswich is very attainable. We were looking at Brisbane to start with, and we would have only just been able to crack into the Brisbane market at that stage a couple of years ago, but it was not going to be something that we wanted. We probably couldn't have renovated very quickly because of the prices, etc, etc, etc. We also chose Ipswich because that is where our family is. Nick's family lives very close to us now, and we always thought in our head that we'd love to be close to family when we have kids one day. So it just worked out really well that it was not only great on value and we could find exactly what we wanted, but we also had family very close to us, which hopefully our kids will be able to grow up and have that really close relationship with their grandparents and with their auntie and uncle as well, who live literally just down the road. So we chose Ipswich for that reason. Oh, it's hot. I thought because it was going to be cloudy today, it would not be so hot. But no, it's really hot in this room. Were you looking for a house further away from the city, or did the house choose you? First of all, we are in the middle of our city. We are in the middle of Ipswich CBD. A lot of people think that we're far away or a little bit more regional, but we are smack bang in the middle of a pretty main city. Clearly we're not in Brisbane, we're not in a capital city, but Ipswich is pretty big. We have everything that we need here. We're certainly not in a regional or rural town. I do kind of believe the house chose us though. It's just impeccable timing. It was just, when you hear the story and the timing of everything, it's kind of like the house chose us, honestly. What is the approximate timeline for when renovations will begin? So right now we're doing a cosmetic renovation, basically like a pre-renovation renovation, if that makes sense. So we're gonna paint all the house and do a bit of landscaping and basically make it feel like our home before we do any big renovation things. So we have our big renovation plans all locked in and we staged them all out. So when we can afford each stage, that's when we'll do them. We're kind of ideally hoping the next 5 years, but we are very open-minded about it. We're kind of not really in a rush. I think I'd love to get all the cosmetic stuff done so we can style it and make it feel like our home. But in terms of the actual big renovations, like the extensions and stuff, I don't think I'm in a rush to do it in the next, year or so. We're very happy in this home and there's no reason for it to be expanded right now. We're only 2 people. So for now, we're pretty happy with it. What's the next step after painting externally? Landscaping and painting the interior. I want to get rid of this cream so bad. So that's like the next thing I'm doing 100%. What have you included in your landscaping plans? We have a 6-car garage. We have a half circle drive-through driveway. We have veggie garden. We have eventually a pool and we have a secret garden. Where did Nick and your family get so many skills? Amazed by your achievements so far. Thank you so much. Yeah, Nick's parents have a lot of skills. They both grew up on property and they're both very handy, skilled people. They've been living in the same home and renovating it themselves over the past 40 years. So Nick and his brother grew up learning on the job. Every kind of job you can imagine, I swear this family can do, which is so helpful when you're renovating for the first time. Also, Nick's parents did things like buy equipment instead of hiring it. One great example is the scaffolding that we have on our home at the moment. They decided to buy the scaffolding because it was the same price as hiring it back in the day, and they have a place to store it on property. So that meant they could just keep it there and they've used it as they needed over the years on many different projects. And now their kids can use it on their projects as well. It's been so helpful. Honestly, we could not do it without them. We are very lucky and very appreciative. We love them so much. What do you do for day jobs? Nick is a licensed aircraft maintenance engineer and he specializes on warbird aircrafts. And I am a freelance copywriter, social media and marketing manager. Did you both have similar aspirations when you met? Yes. So Nick loves warbird restoration and I actually have been in the pinup modeling industry for a really long time. So we both have a huge appreciation for past eras and restoring things. Literally anything from homes, cars, aircrafts, furniture. We love seeing old things revived and we love working on them ourselves. So when it came to buying a home, there was just sort of always this knowing that we would buy something old and restore it and put our own flavor onto it, essentially. I don't know if we really particularly sat down and said, what do you want? What do I want? But I've always loved old homes and he's always loved the idea of restoring his own home, just like his parents. So it just was kind of inevitable that that's what we were going to do. Do you and Nick think this will be your forever home? We definitely plan to be here for a long time, and the main reason for that is not only the space that we have, which we feel fortunate for, but also our family is very close by and we love the idea of having kids and having our home surrounded by lots of family and our very close friends as well. We buried a time capsule last year for 20 years and we plan to be here to open it. We are very open-minded people though. I know that these things can happen, you change your mind over the years, but for now, that's what our plan is. I've also moved a lot in my life and I love the idea of a stable home for a long time. I'd love to put all of this work into this home and then enjoy it for our lives as well. I think if we didn't find this particular home, we would have found a house to maybe flip over a couple of years and then keep that momentum going. But because we found the home that we would have been working towards anyway, it just kind of makes sense that we'll be staying here for a really long time. Given the age of the home, have you had any spooky encounters? Nothing. And I think a lot of that is that we know the history of this home and nothing spooky happened here. This home has such a great vibe to it. Obviously it's my home, so I think that, but when we first saw it, it just feels like a family home, that it was very loved and had very loving people in it. And when you look back into the history, a lot of people were here for a very long time. We're only the 4th owners of this home. So no, nothing has happened here. This house doesn't even have noises. Like, we moved in and we expected to have all of these old house like creaks and noises, and nothing. This house is rock solid. What are your favorite reno series to watch on YouTube or Instagram pages? Okay, I watch a lot of YouTube. Clearly, I love YouTube. I love making things for YouTube and I love watching YouTube. So I wrote down a few that are my absolute top channels at the moment that I just can't stop watching. I'm obsessed with Garden Answer. She is from America, but I just love watching any kind of gardening videos from her. Definitely check her out. I like the Kinwoven home. It was previously Live Your Style, and that's when I found her. Check out her videos. They are awesome. Of course, I love Three Birds Renovations. If you're in Australia, you know Three Birds Renovations. Go and check them out. And for furniture restoration, Rag and Bone Brown. He has some awesome projects on his channel. That's it for this week. Thank you so much for sending in your questions. Make sure you hit the subscribe button to check out our video for next week, and follow us on Instagram and on TikTok. See you next week.